Palm Zoo Tropical House, a brand new mini-series on the channel where we build a palm tree-shaped zoo house housing all the tropical DLC animals and some little surprises. If you're in for that, stick with me and let's get going. So hello and welcome to a typical Rudi project. You ask for it, I deliver. We are building a huge house that is in the shape of a palm tree. You've seen it from the intro already, and it's gonna go only better from here on. But let me explain a couple of things. So this very project has been something in my mind for a long time. I felt like it's time to do something again that made you guys watch my channel. It's not really the hyper-realistic builds, is it? It's also not really the intricate habitats. What you guys subscribe for is bigger and wilder and different, and this is what I wanted to do with this build. I wanted to finally branch out again, and here's the good thing. We are now in a build that is focused on being bigger, on being something unique, something that usually Rudi comes up with, and it's going to be amazing. It's already finished by the time we speak. Well, I gotta do a couple of little things, but I still have 2 days off, so that's easy to do. I'm very proud of the build, and this time around, you guys get it on your hands as well, if you want to. I'm gonna upload the shell for all the members of the channel already today, so that you can already download the file, put it into the game tomorrow, and then you have it. And it's gonna go during the week. I'm gonna upload also the shell to the Steam Workshop, so everyone can have it as well. And I'm also going to upload a lot of screenshots and stuff for the members today as well. So if you are not a member on the channel, it's maybe the best time to become one. It also comes with a couple of other things, as you know, emojis, blah blah blah. You don't need to, but just as a little heads up. Now, this build in particular was something for so many reasons. We are going to have the sloth in here in the first episode. We are going to have it also seen. We will see it also in the real-time part. But I wanted to mix the style that this pack brings in a completely different way. Now, as the pack is really focused on this Indonesian kind of temple style with some bricks and blah blah blah, it just kind of screams for building like a temple or like a Balinesian inspired stuff or whatever. However, at the end of the day, I was like, you know what? No, that's too obvious, right? That's something everyone would do. Why not do something different? And here we are. We are building a relatively modern looking building in the shape, as I said, as of a palm tree. You'll see that at the end in the real time, but it's looking really cool. I'm really happy with how it turned out. Also, finally, I managed to hit the proportions spot on. It's big, it's humongous, yes, but it's not unrealistically big. So it really has in relation to the size of the animals and the people, it really looks decent. And I did a lot to match that. Like, I really did a couple of things backstage, what's that even? I mean, off screen, how you would call it. It's so weird to call it that way. I did it without recording. Well, let's put it that way. A couple of things, and I really enjoyed how it turned out. Also here, testing a little things with some lights. And this time around, I finally managed to also do something I relatively often forget about recently, and this is planning ahead. I made a tutorial myself. If you haven't seen that one, tutorials on the channel massively. But planning ahead is so important, and this is what I did with these blueprints over here, making sure that they already have the light planned into it for the central, like it's kind of the branch for the palm tree, like the central piece. But just try to plan ahead and ensure that we have this overall look, not only at daytime but also nighttime. I got to do a couple of things with lighting at the end, but it's hopefully internet is ready by the end of this build, even though I'm not sure if it is. I'm struggling already to, have enough internet to make this upload in time. It's horrible, but you shouldn't think too much about my internet issues. But overall, I'm really happy with how this build turned out. And yeah, I gotta say though, most of today's episode is focused on the build itself before we then go for the last couple minutes into the sloth area. I will though say already, a little spoiler ahead, there are a couple of things we need to discuss about the sloth. We are going to discuss this while we are having the relevant info on screen as well, but there is some discussion we have to do. But before we do this discussion, let's talk about the future of Planet Zoo. So if you guys have been in the video till this very point, first of all, thank you. Thank you for not skipping. And if you skipped here, stop skipping. Not skippity skip, okay? Stay with me, because the next couple minutes, while you see the architecture evolve in the background, no worries, we are also going to talk about the architecture a bit more after the next part, which is the future of Planet Zoo. Now, I said this already in my pack overview. I've mixed emotions. I love this pack. I really love it. I love the animals, and I also love the free update. The problem is that the pack does tell me something different than the free update. Hear me out. The free update comes again with so many changes that I'm like, how the hell would you do that 3.5 years into development? These changes are so good, they are so relevant to the game that it doesn't feel like we might be in the last year of support. But then again, the DLC kind of does say we are in the last year of support. And this is what brings me really, I'm not sure, like I wish that this game continues for longer. We know that next year there will be a game release of another Planet game. We know for a fact that this is going to be a Planet game. Even though it's not Planet Coaster 2, it might be a new Planet game. Who knows? But we know that it's going to be like an own IP, and obviously Planet is their own IP that works the most, and we all know that something has been in development. So it's only realistic that maybe the active support stops. So that leaves me with my thoughts that unfortunately they will not be adding any more different groundbreaking mechanics like birds or like, you know, deep diving of like fully marine animals, because A, there wouldn't be enough time to benefit from this system. Like there wouldn't be enough time to bring in more animals that we would need for that. So it has been, in my opinion, in my very personal opinion, I have no other information. I don't know anything else than you guys do. But I thought this is the last chance to really get a DLC like that. Simply because there are at least 2 more DLCs confirmed. Well, in fact, if you go for the financial year, even 3 more DLCs. So it's going to be the summer DLC, the autumn DLC, and the holiday winter DLC, if you fancy saying so. So those are confirmed, definitely, and then maybe even another spring DLC for next year. So after this one, 4 DLCs, including 2 animal packs, would have been on the plate. So that obviously would have made things a lot more interesting in terms of really having a deep dive mechanic. On the other hand, or like birds, for example. On the other hand, here's me thinking, why do we need to have it now? Why couldn't they do it in the next pack, for example? Because the next pack is going to be an animal pack. And here's again where I'm struggling a little bit, because we already have so many animals in this game. Like, we have so many animals in the game. People may disagree, but if you look at the overall number of the animals in the game, I have not even remotely done a habitat for every single animal. Not even remotely. It's insane, you know? And I have a good amount of hours in this game, and I did a good amount of builds, but I'm still lacking over 50% of the animals. So the depth of the game is really there, you know, but only when it comes to the overall amount of animals. We have so many cat-like animals, we've got so many bear-like animals, we've got so many monitor lizard-like animals. Like, we have a lot of copy-paste animals in the best possible way. They are all unique and nice looking, and I don't want to make it any bad. It's really good. It's really, really good. However, the next pack is most likely going to be an animal pack again. So that means 7+1 animals. Now, 7+1 always was a little bit on the negative side for me, simply because, like, yeah, the exhibit animal. But now, as we have the walkthrough exhibit, and it seems like Frontier now focuses on that one, makes a whole bunch of sense. Now, imagine, it's just me being weird now, okay? Imagine the next pack really would tackle birds. Like, the reason why I think about this is the recent Jurassic World Evolution 2 DLC. It brought a new flying reptile into the game, which the name I totally can't pronounce anymore. Helothoropterus, whatever. But the thing is tiny. It actually has the size of a normal modern day bird. It's like, as I think it's something like a hawk, or in that kind of category, hawk-sized animal. So in this huge aviary, it flies different than the other ones do because it is so tiny that it now really flies relatively free. I really could see that one being the last test before they do something similar. So as much as the two games differ from each other, they are built in the same engine. That means at least the way of flying and stuff they can port. And now, given the fact that it definitely, the walkthrough exhibit is something different than an aviary, no worries. I'm not going to compare those two because, in fact, an exhibit is more likely just a very modern animatronic, you know, the animal Pirates of the Caribbean of the modern day, so to say. While the habitat animals are actually KI animal or AI animals, I should say. So that said, I really do think it's time to at least hope that they could also use an animal pack for the introduction of either deep diving animals or birds. And the reason why I think so is that both of these things do not require a huge amount of new pieces. So if the free update would bring all the necessary stuff, for example, a new barrier type that is acting like an aviary type, like maybe, you know, barrier type that automatically creates a mesh structure with a roof part of it. You can just adjust the height, for example. So basically creating like a reverse tank, if you will. So that the same mechanic as the deep dive mechanic can apply. That would be very much working, and then you don't even need like a whole lot of pieces because we have so many pieces already in the game, rope pieces, blah blah blah. So maybe just give us a couple of enrichment items like perch points or whatnot. And also the fact that they now have a dedicated brachiation option in the game with pieces that are only dedicated to brachiation, and you can enable and disable the climbing option. That these are all indicators that could lead eventually to, you know, the introduction of something else. And since this is all pointing towards like aviary stuff, maybe we see it. However, I think, you know, this is me more wishing than actually having evidence or whatnot. So I'm just hoping, obviously, for the better. Honestly, realistically, I don't see it happening, but I don't want to give up completely now. I think there is still a tiny chance that they do this. And if it's not about that, they could still do the full marine animal pack or whatnot, because that would give us a lot of options as well with the, again, free update bringing all the stuff we need, such as a new type of gate, so that we have a full tank and the keepers can still get in somehow. Not sure how exactly they would do that, but okay. So it's still possible, and then with the other DLCs, they can deliver enough animals. However, one last thought. Maybe we are also all comparing this too much to Planet Coaster. I recently thought about this as in maybe we've been pleased with a load of great DLCs for Planet Coaster in the past, and we thought, okay, at some point it's over because everything is done. And we were kind of right. But with this specific type of game, Frontier could still like officially end the support of free updates and blah blah blah, but still do paid DLCs for animals. Like, how would that work? Well, just imagine they use this year now to bring in every mechanic needed. So aviaries and fully marine animals. And at the end of the year, we may have 5 each, like 5 proper birds, 5 proper deep diving animals, and then add this with a couple walkthrough animals like fishies that work like butterflies. You know, you could also have different types of fish in a walkthrough exhibit like butterflies, and then just kind of little tanks appear or whatnot. So this could work pretty much like this. And then in the future, they could just sell animal DLCs, like proper animal, nothing else, no enrichment item, no whatever. They can just use the base of the existing animals and just bring us copy-paste variants just as now, and everyone will be happy with that. Everyone will be paying for that. Frontier's making money, can pay the devs who still do the animals, but they don't need anything else. You know, eventually they need a couple of bug fixing. Okay, you need that, but they could basically bring this game into a mode of delivering animals without doing too much else. That's just me thinking. But yeah, as we now move over to the Sloth, it's time to speak about the architecture real quick before we then speak about the Sloth, as promised before. The architecture of this build has been inspired slightly, not really a lot, but slightly by the build in Valencia, in the oceanographic area, but also obviously in the science museum and aquatic museum that you have in Valencia. The architectural style is amazing. The same architect who also did the Sydney Opera House has had its hands in there, and you know, I was like really low-key inspired by that, but not really a lot, just like some of the form factors. And then I went in and tried to look at some like hotels, like very modern hotels in Indonesia and Bali, and you know, kind of trying to mimic a little bit of the hotel style that work a lot with like more modern integrations of panels and stuff like that, and just pair those two things, because what the architecture from Valencia does really well is bringing in organic form factors, while these hotels always have a cool little interior design for huge hallways and stuff. So they both deliver, and so I mixed those two things together. We will see that in the real-time part a bit better. But yeah, that's just like for my inspiration where I came from. But now let's quickly talk about the Thlos. Well, you've heard my verdict already if you've seen the overview videos, but the one thing in particular I am not happy with is the way how little customizable the climbing frame is that comes with the walkthrough exhibit. Don't get me wrong, I'm still very happy with the animations. I'm very happy with the model. I'm very happy with the fact how they have the different placements and stuff. It always is fun to go through there again and search for the Thlos where it's hanging around right now. You don't really need much more than that, because they are so freaking slow and chill that it just delivers. And you basically always have one who's climbing from A to B, so there is movement, and it doesn't in particular look like a loop, because in fact it is not a loop. They're too slow to complete a loop anyway, so yeah, they're just having the loop animations are most likely these where they chill in one place, and then it's fine, I guess. So yeah, so I tried my best to just create like a little garden atmosphere here, with two different habitats, the one being a bit more jungly, guiding you through like a very overgrown garden in which I also had some hanging plants and stuff, and the other one has some little temple vibes going on. This is where I'm also going a bit more classic into the pack itself, just to test this. So basically it's Rudi madness on the outside and DLC perfection in the inside, I should say. So that's what I'm doing. Really happy with how it all turned out. I can't say anything else. It really made a lot of sense to me how it turned out. And I tested a couple of things, how we can ensure that things look good. As you can see, I'm trying to cover up certain things where I didn't found them hanging, made sure that everything just kind of makes sense, tried to bring in some pieces that add a bit of atmosphere in here. So see, for example, that one in the center does work because they are always like hanging to the outside. And yeah, just trying a couple of things, putting like a roof in here and building like a housing above this. These things just worked out in a way, and you can get creative with it, but I'm not seeing too many opportunities to do this differently. I have another idea for Sicily, that is good. I do have one more idea for Zoo Sicily, but I'm not sure what else could be done after this. Like there are two major ideas. The one has been done here. The other one is, you know, I'm gonna keep this for Sicily. You'll see that when you watch this one. It's a little hint to subscribe, by the way, if you haven't already. If you want to see that other stuff as well, you could do now, because still 50%. Or more than 50% of the people watching my videos have not subscribed. And I'm talking about those people coming back on a regular basis. So that's still quite insane, but whatever. You can see putting a lot more of the foliage down. Mixing the different foliage types from various packs now is a lot of fun too, because Frontier has managed to blend them relatively well this time, so yeah. But it's about time. We are done with the building process in the time-lapse. Let's jump into the game and have a little stroll around in this entrance area and see how the overall building turned out. Right, we are in the real-time part, and as you can see, this is the final build. After episode 1, you've seen a couple of things in the intro and in the thumbnail already. This is how it looks later, so spoiler ahead, you will see the future soon. But now, let's go down. Also, the entrance isn't done quite yet, but it is obviously in my final file, which, just to show you a little spoiler, there you can see the Palm 5, it's there, and also other things. Yeah, but don't look there, okay? Don't look there. don't do that. I spoiled a couple things. Anyways, let's move into the Explorer mode. And as you can see, this is the entrance. I really love it. I really love the entrance. It's looking really, really clean and nice. And you've got this double layer of glass to obviously ensure that this is like a proper entrance. And then you've also the view into the very open area in the back. We are going to have a look at this once we're getting closer. But let's go through the gate here. There you go. And we are in already, greeted by a very overgrown area with this wonderful sloth already. Look at that. This is what I meant, you know. You get some really cool looks when you go here. And this one is just like chewing on some fruits. Really nice. Like, I really do like the animation. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's grabbing some few fruits. I'm a little bit sad that they don't really actually grab something. That would have been easier. I mean, this would have been easy to do, right? Why wouldn't they do this here? But anyways, so we've that one, the other one chilling in here. Look at that. This can almost like be a screensaver or like a... Ah, gosh. This looks really cool. Let me just quickly check. Like, can I get somehow the light in here? The problem always is, can I get light in? Oh yeah, look at that. There's a little bit of light coming in the morning. Can I get also light in the evening? Yeah, well, no, oh my god. Okay, well, it's a little bit of light in here, so not too much, but it's okay. It's okay. I can deal with this. Like, look, it's a bit of a shame that we can't get more light in. This is also pretty okay. Just getting a bit of light in. We would need to. Can I have help? Okay, the flashlight does help a little bit. So yeah, basically, as I think, this is really nice looking. Like with how this thing chills in here, and something over here worked. I put like a lock in here, and just like, you know what? Is it clipping in the back a little? No, it's not. It worked pretty fine. You know, I just put this lock in here to make it seem a bit more like a tree. Oh, have you seen the yawn? Oh my god, that was quite nice. Did you hear that? Oh, that was so cute. Yeah, see, it's very cool. You can definitely explore a lot of things in here. Actually, the lighting is quite nice over here. Look at that with in front of the window. Yeah, no, that looks good. Let's go further. You can see one here. And then we have one climbing in here. That's also kind of cool. It just climbs through these lianes. Looks really cool as well if it does so. Did I forget to? No, it's play mode is on. Okay, yeah, they're moving so slow you don't even see. And once we get a little bit further in, you can see there are more climbing frames. There are more sloth hanging around. Is there one chilling in the basket? I quite like it when they're in the basket. Let's have a little look. Oh yeah, look at that. There's one in the basket and one hanging from above. Really cool. Oh, I fixed that in a future episode already. This is in the wrong spot in its arm, but yeah, you can see what happens if you don't do it right. You've got a couple hanging here. Nice. Yeah, it's cool. It works, you know. It definitely works. We've got some hanging over here, and it looks really nice with the lighting. Like, you can get some really cool shots out of it. I really do like how this all turned out so far. Like, I'm a big fan of this house. I'm a big fan of how it looks. Also, I keep it open from the roof. I might actually make like a mechanism that you could close it off for like rain or something, but I want to keep it relatively open because of the temperatures. We do have some proper glass ceiling over here, and when we go further into the build, I did the opposite in other areas. So you can see there's like an open roof in the center core. This is going to be filled with another habitat. The next episode, maybe you already seen what that is. And if you go further in here, you can see the roof is properly sealed, but this time the sides are completely open to let some fresh air get in, but the back is actually sealed off. So just also making sure that the wind is going through here nicely to have like an actual air conditioning system going on. Like, actually, I thought about that, and I really hope that it would work because of the angles of the build itself. So yeah, that's that. You can lose yourself relatively easy in here. Where's the entrance, though? Where is it? Is it this one? This one? This one? This one? This one? No, there's the entrance, okay? Oh my god. So yeah, this is that, and I'm a big fan of the work so far. The entrance area is looking pretty cool. We've got this very nice long way until we are back at the entrance. I have the feeling that it's getting a bit cramped at a certain time, but gosh, the sound is so weird. Yeah, you can see also there's like a vine sticking through here a little bit, but it's okay. I can live with that. Definitely happy with how it all turned out. Whoops, I'm in the tree. Oh, look at that. This one is coming. Let me just speed up the whole process so you can see how it's actually climbing through the vine. It's looking really cool, but oh damn, it's so slow. It's so slow. This is actually sped up 3 times and it still is going through here. Like, my goodness me, why is it so slow? Okay, it's sloth, so maybe that's why. Can I get some? Oh, look, I can actually get some light on it. Oh, I like it. Look, this is properly lit. I like it. I didn't expect this to happen, but it seems working. Oh, yeah, I like it. It's good like this. Awesome. Okay, let's move out once more and just fly over the whole thing. So you see it from above once more, that it actually has the shape of a palm tree. It's quite nice. I wish to have some smaller bits here and there, but it's okay. Also trying with these supports, they look like a little bit of these you know, palm leaves that are on the lower side. I decided to not do them any further here, just to keep that open. There will be like some terrace views in the rest at the end, because we've got some water in, as you've seen from the thumbnail. So that's kind of cool, and I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Relatively long episode, but as I said, it's most likely done. Like 90% of the project is done. You better stick with me. It's gonna be finished in the next 2 weeks. I'm going to constantly upload the episodes, so you better stick with me. It's going to be absolutely mad. The end result is really cool. I'm gonna upload the final result to the workshop in the coming days. For those of you who want to have it earlier, I'm gonna do a upload of this for the members of the channel as well. As I said earlier, I'm already a bit early, but yeah, that's that. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Now make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and if you want to see more of this, and if you want to see more of the pack anyways, keep an eye on the channel the next coming days. A lot is prepared, including Sicily and so on. Have a good time. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.